Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you already watched me in my previous videos, you may already know me, but if you don't, let me introduce myself first. My name is Ezra Sisilya Noor Firdausyi and I'm from class 4A, and in this video, it's a little bit different with the previous one because here I want to present to you guys my article summary as you can see on the screen, and if you want to know more about it, please keep on watching. Alright, so now we have the table of contents from the presentation that I will present to you guys in this video. We have 10 different article titles here, but don't worry about it. I will explain it to you guys after this. So without any further ado, let's move on to the first article. So, the first article here entitled Learning English Through Movies, Adult English Language Learners' Perceptions was written by Wahid S. Al-Biladi, Fahad H. Abdin, and Felicia Lincoln. So, the purpose of this article is to examine how adult English language learners in the United States perceive the effectiveness of watching movies to enhance and develop their language proficiencies. Other than that, this research is aimed to give valuable information for adult language learners to start watching movies, not only for entertainment purposes, but also for English learning purposes. The methodology that used in this article was a qualitative research method, which was used to collect and analyze data for this research study. And what the authors found from the survey or the research here are divided into 4 parts. The first one is in language development, where the language learners participated in the study believed that their language was developed as a result of watching movies regularly. And the second one is authentic learning, where movies is a media that represent real-life language used by native speakers of the language, which made it feels enjoyable for the learners to learn. And the third one is self-learning, which allowed learners to learn outside their class by themselves. And finally, watching movies increased their cultural awareness that gave them insights on American culture. In conclusion, the study found that language learners perceive movies to be an effective and beneficial way of learning English. Movies can make the learning process more appealing to the language learners since it's fun, authentic, and also enjoyable. Alright, now we're moving on to the second one, entitled What is your favorite movie? A strategy of English education students to improve English vocabulary by Marta Widyawitasari, BRC Mamora, and Lulut Octaviani. The purpose of this article is giving a new idea to English teachers out there about a new strategy to teach vocabulary skill. The data that's stated here will provide new perspective to see that movies are not only a media to entertain, but also can be an enjoyable media to learn vocabulary skill. The methodology that used in this article were questionnaires and interviews, and the findings of this article is that students could upgrade their vocabulary skill by watching English movies because they often found new vocabulary from the movie. The more they watch English movie, the easier they learn English because when they watch a movie, they could learn the language not only from listening activity, but also from the scene and expression of the actors or actresses in the movie. The result of this research also showed that through watching movies, students not only could gain more vocabulary, but also could improve other skills, like their listening skills. Okay, now we're moving on to the third article, which is the use of subtitled movies for vocabulary acquisition in ESP settings, insights from an experimental study in Algeria. This article was written by Fauzi Belalem, Bel Abesnedar, Habib Bougada, Dalila Benelhaj Jalloul. So the aims of this article are to add to theory in SLA and L2 methodology using university language programs in Algeria as a case study, to draw conclusions and to make recommendations which will then be submitted to the Algerian Ministry of Education for evaluation and policy formulation purposes. and to publish the findings in order to share them with the academic community in the field towards generating further debate in the MENA region and internationally. The methodology that used in this article was a quantitative research method, which generally focused on providing an understanding of social phenomena using quantitative data and statistical analysis towards providing inferential results and conclusions. And the major finding of the survey indicates that using subtitled movies clearly increases the learning of new vocabulary among the sampled group, which is treatment and control group. That is, using subtitled movies with the participants has a generally remarkable effect on their acquisition of vocabulary. The next article, entitled The Effectiveness of Teaching Vocabulary by Using Cartoon Film Toward Vocabulary Mastery of EFL Students by Fathul Munir. The purpose of this research is to know if there was an effect of using audiovisual, which is cartoon film, as media in teaching vocabulary to the vocabulary mastery achieved by the EFL students of MI Al-Hidayah 2, Betak Tulung Agung. The methodology that used in this article is actually different from the previous one, which is a pre-experimental design in the form of one group pre-test and post-test research method. And the major finding of the study is that students get great achievement in mastering vocabulary after taught by using audiovisual media, which is cartoon film, and the students' vocabulary mastery increased significantly. It means teaching vocabulary by using audiovisual media, as in cartoon film, is effective to improve students' mastery on vocabulary skill. We're moving on to the next article, which is the effectiveness of using movies Frozen to improve students' vocabulary in pandemic COVID-19. This article was written by Agus Lina Giawa, Farah Fadila, Mia Audina Simbolon, and Madina. The purpose of this article is to determine the effectiveness of utilizing the film Frozen to help students improve their vocabulary skill. Other than that, the other goal of this article is to give a new reference for English teachers in using movies as a learning medium in the classroom to potentially improve student vocabulary skill. For the research method, this article used a quantitative approach method, which are focused on quantifying and analyzing variables in order to acquire findings. And the research discovered that English movies are probably beneficial in improving students' vocabulary skill in COVID-19 pandemic, according to their research or investigation. The researchers also discovered that the challenges in the topic-related students' vocabulary mastering were those who did not know which media was most helpful for growing vocabulary or who were bored just by reading books. The author suggests a method for mastering or improving vocabulary by using the animated film Frozen, which is appealing to a wide range of audience, particularly junior high school students. It is concluded that students' vocabulary knowledge may be improved by watching movies as well as other areas of vocabulary. Okay, the next article is the effects of YouTube in multimedia instruction for vocabulary learning, perceptions of EFL students and teachers by Raniah Kabuha and Tariq Eliasa. The purpose of this article is to investigate the impact of YouTube on EFL students' vocabulary retention and comprehension. This will add to the existing knowledge base of integration YouTube technology in language classroom. Other than that, the researchers want to know to what extent does the use of YouTube in EFL classes improve the vocabulary comprehension and retention of students. The methodology that used in this article was a pre-test, post-test, and control group design. The study also utilized a questionnaire to assess the students' perception of using YouTube videos in their classes. And the next point is the major finding of the authors in this article is that EFL teachers should be encouraged to use YouTube in their classroom. YouTube videos selected for the use in language classroom should be based on certain criteria, including proficiency level of the students, their cultural context, and lessons objectives. Therefore, teachers can make full of the can make full use of the pedagogical implications of using YouTube videos in the classroom. The findings of the study indicate that the integration of YouTube has a powerful effect on the vocabulary recognition, comprehension, and retention of the target vocabulary. The seventh article, entitled The Impact of Subtitled Film on English as a Second Language Students' Vocabulary Retention by Hanif Benson Bostanci. The aims of this article is to find out whether the use of English film develop ESL students' vocabulary knowledge. It also aims to explore whether there is any improvement in students' vocabulary after watching English films, both with subtitles and without subtitles. Furthermore, this study aims at revealing ESL students' attitudes towards watching English films, especially in vocabulary classes. A mixed methods research design employing both quantitative and qualitative data collections instruments was the method that used by the researcher in this research. And for the data collection, the researcher used a quantitative approach. The researcher found that watching films with target language subtitles could improve the vocabulary skill development of ESL students, especially in this specific context. Students believe that watching films with subtitles enabled them to learn both the spelling and pronunciation of the word, remember the word easier, and also comprehend better. We're moving on to the next article, entitled English Language Education Students' Perceptions of the Use of English Subtitled Movies by Widi Andriani and Patricia Angelina. The aim of this research is to know how English Language Education Study Program or ELESP students in Sanata Dharma University perceived English subtitled movies as their learning media. Other than that, there are two research questions that are written in this article, which are talking about what is the ELESP students' perception is on the use of English subtitled movie and what the effects are of using English subtitled movie for ELESP students. And the methodology that used for this research is a survey research which answer the research questions related to the students' perception of English subtitled movie. And the other's major finding that's stated in this article is that English subtitled movies gave a positive perceptions to the students. Furthermore, they also got more benefits from the English subtitled movies, which could help them in learning English. Alright, next article, entitled The Impact of Playing English Movie Clips with Bilingual Subtitles on Chinese High School Students' Vocabulary Learning by Chang Su. The aim of this research is that to investigate whether English movie clips with bilingual subtitles can influence Chinese high school students' vocabulary learning and how to choose appropriate movies to play. Different with the previous article, this article uses questionnaire, experiment, and interview to investigate the impact of playing English movie clips with bilingual subtitles on Chinese high school students' vocabulary learning. And the major finding in this research is that according to the results of questionnaire, most of the students would prefer to watch comedy, romantic, and cartoon. Other than that, after the research was held, the results shows that watching bilingual English movie clips can effectively help students remember the vocabulary. Finally, the last article is the use of English subtitled video on YouTube to improve students' vocabulary achievement by Kiramil Baroroh, Huzairin, and Novita Nurdiana. So, it is clearly stated in this article that the aim of this article is to find if there was a significant difference between students' vocabulary achievement after being taught by using English subtitled video on YouTube, and also investigating students' perception toward the use of the medium in their vocabulary learning process. So, based on that purpose, the research questions in this research are discussing about whether the use of English subtitled video on YouTube gives a significant difference on students' vocabulary achievement, and also the students' perception toward the implementation of the medium. And for the research methodology, a group pretest and post-test design, or T1X, T2, was used as their research methodology. And the major findings in this article is that the implementation of English subtitled video on YouTube is significantly improved the students' vocabulary knowledge. In addition, the use of the medium gives a positive impact on students' vocabulary achievement. The students also considered the use of English subtitled video as an enjoyable and fun medium for them to learn vocabulary. Moreover, they also expressed that it helped them to learn new vocabulary easily. In short, the students agree that English subtitled video on YouTube is effective and advantageous for them to learn vocabulary. Alright guys, so after we discussed about the articles before, which is we talked about the purpose, the methodology, and also the findings, now I want to tell you guys the connection between those articles. So actually all of those articles are talking about the use of visual based media such as movie, YouTube videos, etc. to teach or to learn English skills. And all of them are also focusing on improving the vocabulary skill. Even that there are some articles that stated English skill in general, such as listening, speaking, etc. But all of them are talking about improving students' vocabulary skills. And the last connection is that the main aim of the articles. So generally, all of this article were aiming to give a new perspective to the teachers and also the learners that there's a new strategy to learn English skills, which is using the visual-based media such as movie, YouTube videos, and etc. Alright guys, it is so unfortunate that I have to close this video here. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'm so sorry for the mistakes that I made. I hope you guys can take some useful information from this video. And last but not least, don't forget to like this video and give me some good comments and share this video to your friends. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.